Hi, everybody. It's Nathan Smith here, and we're live from Fantastic Fest with the cast of the Monster Squad, Ryan Lambert and Andre Gower, and they're here to talk about their new documentary. So I wanted to get a couple questions in with them. Can you tell me a little bit about your history with the Monster Squad up to, starting in the film?
Well, it was basically just, I was a child actor. I was working on some other stuff. You get an agent, and it's a pretty boring story, actually. They send you out on auditions, and this was one of them. And I went in, I kind of identified with the character very much. I kind of knew what was going on there. Kind of went in and basically nailed it.
Nice.
Thank you. And then, making the film was incredible. One of the most amazing experiences of my entire life.
Yeah, just like Ryan said, great experience. You go in your audition and you end up getting the role, and then you show up on set and you make this crazy thing that takes months and months. And here we are, 30 years later, talking about the same thing, and that's just fascinating to me. And just kind of relish that. How many people get to do that? Not many. So it's certainly appreciated. So
can you tell me a bit about the origins of the documentary?
Yeah, well, it's basically that. The fact that we are talking about it 30 years later and 20 years later, and it was kind of dead for about 19 years until we did the original cast reunion screening at the Alamo Drafthouse downtown, and it just blew up. I mean, the whole thing just went, and for the last 10, 11 years, like myself and Ryan and Ashley Bank and other people of the cast have been going around to conventions and screenings, and I've been, Ryan and I have gone solo, we've gone individually, we've gone as a team to other theaters and art houses and festivals and conventions and people just can't get enough. And we thought it would wane after a few years, but it's getting bigger and bigger, and the foundation's getting deeper and deeper. And we hear these great stories of why this movie, connected and resonates with these people when they first saw it, why it still means so much to them today. And I thought those stories were fascinating. Mm-hmm. And very individual, but also kind of had a lot of the same themes running through them. And I said, those stories need to be told. And so, over this last year and, definitely in the last 6 months, I've been producing and directing this doc that it's not about us. It's not about the movie. It's not about the making of the movie. Mm-hmm. It's about the fans and why this movie connected and impacted people so much and so deeply, and why it still means so much to them today. I've noticed that, or we realized that Monster Squad fans they're kind of connected to this movie a little tighter than just say genre fans to a genre movie. There's something unique and special, and I was like, why is that? And we hear these great stories all over the place, and we always ask these people, it's like, how did you, when did you first see it? You saw it in the theater, you saw it on HBO, you stole it from your video store. And those are all neat, but it's also that connection that they make with it, whether it was their parents showed it to them, or they showed it to their best friend, or now there's a whole second generation of Monster Squad fans. Yeah. So there's 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 20-year-olds that this is now something that they love and have really connected with. All those stories make it really, really interesting. And so I thought making a doc about that to kind of turn the focus. We've been celebrated for 30 years, apparently, over this thing so much, and definitely over the last 10. And this is sort of kind of turning that celebration back on the fans. And it's the reason why we can come to cool stuff like Fantastic Fest and, show a little teaser screening of the doc and have the 30th anniversary fan experience event here. And, if it wasn't for the fans that really, really hold on to this movie that tight, you're not going to get to do that. So you gotta appreciate that and understand how really unique that is.
Can you tell me a bit about when you started noticing that the film was kind of coming back into the pop culture lexicon, and how'd you react to that?
My personal experience was at the screening in 2006, and at the very first Alamo Drafthouse screening, 2 sold out shows. I thought we were going to go there and there was going to be like 5 or 6 people there, and I did not understand why people wanted to screen this film at all. Mm-hmm. I forgot about it. Basically, like, I knew it was like one of my credits that I had done. It was on my resume, and people every once in a while, someone would go, "Were you in this movie?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was cool." So I had no idea. But walking into the theater and seeing 2 sold out shows and people screaming, and saying lines from the film and screaming them at the screen, and then just being like bombarded and signing posters, and they had made this huge post. I mean, it was extremely overwhelming to me, and it sort of has just sort of snowballed since then. Like Andre was saying, like it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and like people keep passing it down to their kids and their kids, and we have seen families come up to us with they're pregnant, and we say like, hey, in 5 years we want to see, and then we do, and they're like, oh, here they are, and we've seen it, and they love the Monster Squad, and we're like, this is so crazy.
So Andre, I know the documentary is going to be a large part of your life, for until it's done. So beyond that, do you have any aspects for narrative features?
Oh yeah, I've actually, the last couple of years, I just moved back to LA about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, and started a production company. And things like that take a while to kind of find their footing and find the projects and get things going. And this last year is things starting to happen. So I have a TV deal for a show that's in progress, and Ryan and I actually co-host a show that I created that's on Nerdist's Alpha channel, called Short Ends, where we kind of curate short films and we talk to the filmmakers. It's sort of a showcase and exposure to filmmakers that make great shorts. And so we've been doing that this last year. We just got picked up for a season 2, so that's kind of rad. Nice. And along with this documentary project, which, yes, it's very labor intensive. It's a lot of travel. It's a lot of time. Hopefully we'll be done with that by maybe the end of the year. And then, then you're going to have time taking that out and enjoying that and trying to get that out into people's eyes. But after that, I also have I own the rights to a great book that I'm trying to put deals together for. Which there's 2 different kind of ways to kind of go about the telling of that story. And then I shop other. I kind of have other projects that are other people's that I can kind of pitch and develop. And I also have my own. And Ryan's working on a couple things that we kind of team up every once in a while on some, because when you get along and you may be completely opposite in some ways, but you're very similar, you come up with great ideas and, try to help each other out. And so that's what I'm really finding that I enjoy. And plus, still acting, when you get a chance or someone calls and asks you to be there. So it's just fun. I mean, it's a unique position to be in, and certainly, appreciative of the fact that you can be in that space and do that. But it's a lot of work, and you got to put things together. But I like trying to find projects and deals and ideas and try to get those to the right people and take those to the next step. So it's a fun process when you're creative and you're also kind of business minded a little bit too. It's a weird blend because usually you're one or the other, and it's fun to see all those things come together. But narrative's great. Documentary, I never thought I would be involved in because I'm too much of a control freak. Passion project, it would never be finished. This is a little bit different because I know where it goes, I know what it needs and where it ends, and we found some great stuff on the road on this Alamo tour, plus Fantastic Fest, plus we're going to London here in a month to do a screening, and there's so many we've got way too much stuff. You always do in a doc, but we might have to have a doc sequel. Is there a doc sequel thing? Can we do that
in the summer too?
And that's right, yeah. So it's just been a neat process. We're right in the middle of it. I'd say we're probably about 65% in that path. But yeah, I love narrative, love features. Movies are awesome. There's some great television stuff out there now. So it's just who and what you can get in it and put it together and just make some cool stuff.
Okay, Ryan.
Yes.
Do you have any fun, kind of crazy stories from the shooting of the Monster Squad?
People ask us this all the time. Like, was it, did you have any pranks going on, or was there some weirdness going on?
Thing. I don't remember pranks because I think we were too scared to do pranks. The whole thing was fun, right? But we came up with a few.
Yeah, I mean, what I always think of is it was kind of a very professional environment. So we were kid actors. They hired us for a specific thing. We did our jobs. We went back to school on set. Then they called us and we came back to set and did our thing. I think the only thing that might be something interesting for people to know is that, like, obviously I had a real crush on Lisa Fuller, who played Patrick's sister in the film, and I had made her a mixtape.
Yeah. What was on the mixtape?
There's okay, so it started out with Journey's "Faithfully,"
Of course.
which was kind of a lame song, actually. There was some Cure, I believe, and so I was trying to, like, I wasn't like necessarily trying to woo her with the songs. I was trying to impress her with my knowledge of music at the time, and we actually had bonded over music. Like, so I think I made her that tape saying, "Oh, well, I got some stuff that you should hear as well." I think there might have been some, like, Black Flag and maybe some Iron Maiden or something on there as well.
Who'd you give a mixtape to?
Oh, who did I give a mixtape to? No, nobody on that set.
Scary German guy.
Scary German guy.
Had a little Wagner on there.
Oh man.
Wait, too soon? Shit.
No, go.
Cut. I called the radio station once.
Okay.
And dedicated a song to a junior high girlfriend of mine, and that was fun. Because you wait forever. You don't ever get in. Like, you never get through.
Oh,
It's like,
God, no.
caller number 9. It's like, you don't have 9 lines there. It's like, it's a busy signal for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it was Voices Carry by Till Tuesday.
It's a great song.
She knows who she is.
Well, I think that will wrap it up. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for meeting with us. And the Squad doc is going to be coming out 60% soon.
Very soon, hopefully. Yeah. So, you can actually check out thesquaddoc.com or Instagram, thesquaddoc.
Okay.
And kind of follow some updates and behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
Some cool photos that you won't really see in the finished product, but, like, it's fun making it too, so you can see that as well.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.